Hey guys, today we are going to talk about the difference between a split squat and a lunge. I got a really great question in my DMs yesterday after I posted my workout video asking what the difference between a split squat and a lunge is, and also what your foot placement should be. So, first part of the question. For me, a split squat is a lot more of a static movement. So if you think about when you're squatting, we're standing and then we're squatting down and up. The split squat is just a change in orientation of your feet. So now we're more in a split stance and then we're squatting down and up. So the split squat is a lot more static. Lunges are a lot more dynamic and a little bit more complex. So we can have walking lunges, forward and reverse lunges, lateral lunges, curtsy lunges. We're moving throughout the whole movement, if that makes sense, right? So if we think about, if we're doing a reverse lunge, we are stepping back and then stepping forward and stepping back and forward. So, and then it's the same thing if we're doing forward lunges. We're forward and then back, forward and back. Same thing with curtsies, lateral lunges. We're moving throughout the whole movement. It's a little bit more demand in terms of mobility, stability, joint placement, proprioception, that sort of thing. Whereas the split squat is just here and we're up and down. That's it. So, first part of the question. Second part of the question is about foot placement. This just depends person to person, and it depends on your goals and what you're working on. So as I've discussed in earlier videos, everybody's anatomy is a little bit different. Everybody's mobility and stability is a little bit different as well. So if you think about, if you don't have great hip flexor and anterior hip mobility, then getting into a position like this is going to be really difficult for you. This is a lot easier, right? It just kind of depends on what your abilities are, and it also depends on your goals. Like I said, if we're thinking about just straight strengthening, then maybe we are in a little bit more narrow stance. We're holding weights and we're just kind of walking in a little bit more narrow stance. If we're trying to work through a range, and we're trying to practice knees over toes, and then maybe we're going a little bit more wide, and we're really trying to push for that knee over that toe, and then pushing up out of it. It also depends on if you're doing a curtsy lunge or a lateral lunge. And it's the same thing for the split squats too, right? Again, here, this is a lot more mobility than here. So the ladder movement might be a lot easier for you. Again, it just depends on your goals and what you're working on and what your abilities are. There's no one size fits all answer. What I like to think is that we tailor the movement to the body and not the other way around. So we make the movement easier for you rather than making you do something that is not going to work for you. So I hope that answers your questions about the difference between a split squat and a lunge and what your foot placement should be. If you have any other questions, you can drop them below or shoot me a DM. I'd love to hear from you.